The vast emptiness of space turned into a scene of horror at Wolf 359. The Borg Cube, equipped with the assimilated Captain Picard, now known as Locutus, was headed straight for the Federation. As time ticked away, hope faded fast. Starfleet, feeling the pressure, threw everything they had at this massive threat. Over 40 ships, the very best they could muster, came together to face the Borg. Lasers fired, torpedoes went off, and shields flickered under the bombardment. But the Borg's technology was so advanced that their efforts seemed almost pointless. One by one, Starfleet's proud ships fell apart, their crews taken over or destroyed. It was a brutal slaughter, a chilling show of how efficient and powerful the Borg really were. Wolf 359 wasn't just another battle. It was a harsh wake-up call, showing just how dangerous this new enemy could be. This encounter left deep wounds on Starfleet, and is remembered in history as a moment when humanity faced near extinction. Now we're excited to share that there are over 40 starships in Wolf 359, and we've identified the 10 largest class among them. So at the bottom of our list, number 10, we have Challenger class. Starships of the Challenger class played a notable role in the devastating Battle of Wolf 359. Specifically, the USS Buran was confirmed to be among the ships destroyed in the wreckage field, encountered by the USS Enterprise D after the battle. The Challenger-class ships, along with several other kit-bash designs, which were constructed from existing model parts for the show, were quickly deployed to help form a defensive line against the Borg. This class of starship measures 390 meters in length and is characterized by its twin, vertically aligned warp nacelles, giving it a distinctive silhouette. Next, number 9, Georgiou class. Now, the Georgiou class starship, a fast battlecruiser developed by Starfleet in the mid-23rd century, was designed for rapid response and heavy combat. While specific details about its participation in the Battle of Wolf 359 are not canonically documented, the class capabilities suggest it could have been among the 40 Federation starships assembled to counter the Borg threat. However, the battle resulted in the destruction of 39 of these vessels, leaving only the USS Saratoga to survive the encounter. Given the Georgiou class designed for swift and powerful engagements, it is plausible that it was among the ship's loss during this devastating conflict. Next up at number 8, USS Melbourne. The USS Melbourne, a Nebula-class Federation starship, was about 442 meters long, with 800-person crew capacity and a maximum speed of warp 9.6. Commanded by Captain Thomas Halloway, the Melbourne was rushed into service to reinforce the fleet, confronting the Borg threat. The battle resulted in the loss of nearly the entire fleet, including both the older Excelsior-class USS Melbourne and its Nebula-class successor. The wreckage of the Nebula-class Melbourne was later depicted in episodes such as The Best of Both Worlds, Part 2, and Emissary, serving as a somber reminder of the battle's devastating toll on Starfleet. Number 7, USS Canada. The USS Canada was an Akira-class heavy escort prototype in Starfleet service during the 2360s. Ships of this class are roughly 464 meters long. The Canada was among the ships lost in this engagement. In the 2410s, its wreckage was displayed along a docking arm of the Wolf 359 Memorial Station, serving as a somber reminder of the battle's toll. Additionally, in 2411, the Canada's likeness was recreated in a Khitomer Alliance training simulation, overseen by Captain Ezri Dax, where Alliance starships reenacted the battle to prepare for combat with the Borg Kingdom from the Mirror Universe. At number 6, we have USS Righteous, an Excelsior-class Federation starship that was commanded by Captain Nikolai Andropov. During the battle, the ship was destroyed by a Borg weapon, resulting in the loss of all hands. In 2377, Q offered Cadet Kalen Furlong, son of a Righteous crew member, the opportunity to travel back in time to prevent the ship's destruction. Assuming the identity of Lieutenant Chorus Sprint, Furlong successfully altered events, saving the Righteous and its crew. Q then transported the ship and its crew to 2377, where they assisted in repelling a Borg attack. Afterward, the Righteous underwent a year-long refit before returning to active duty. 5. USS Gorabim Grell, an Ambassador-class heavy cruiser in Starfleet service during the 2360s. In the 2410s, its wreckage was displayed along a docking arm of the Wolf 359 Memorial Station in the Wolf 359 star system, with the intact, decommissioned USS Hood taking a separate docking port. The Gorabim Grell occupied the 16 Memorial position on the spiraling docking arm. In 2411, Captain Ezri Dax oversaw a Khitomer Alliance training simulation wherein Alliance starships reenacted the battle on the holodeck to prepare for combat with the Borg Kingdom from the Mirror Universe. The Gorabim Grell was one of the ships recreated holographically for the operation. Number 4. USS Roosevelt. As a large 562-meter ship, the Roosevelt was powerful and respected, a direct successor to the Excelsior class and a predecessor to the Galaxy class, boasting heavy phasers, photon torpedoes, and strong shielding. She was positioned among the heavier ships intended to hold the line while smaller craft maneuvered. During the battle, however, the Borg's adaptive shielding and overwhelming firepower quickly negated Starfleet's advantages. The Roosevelt's records are sparse, but according to official Starfleet losses, she was destroyed in the engagement, with all hands presumed lost. Like most ships present, her weapons were ineffective, her shields were breached within minutes, and her hull was torn apart by Borg-cutting beams. Number 3. USS Princeton. While the exact length of a Niagara-class vessel isn't definitively established across all sources, figures around 565 to 569.6 meters are cited. Reports suggest that the Princeton was heavily engaged in the battle, using her speed to maneuver around the cube and attempt torpedo strikes. However, the Borg's adaptive shielding rendered her attacks ineffective. Starfleet records list the USS Princeton as destroyed, with all hands presumed lost. Like many ships present, she was likely overwhelmed after her shields collapsed, her hull torn apart by direct Borg-cutting beams. The wreckage of Niagara-class vessels has been depicted among the debris fields, seen in Star Trek Deep Space Nine's Emissary, which included the aftermath of Wolf 359. Number 2, we have USS Ibn Sina. A Parliament-class utility cruiser was one of the lesser-known ships caught up in the disastrous battle. Ibn Sina was 641 meters long and carried a respectable defensive suite of phaser arrays and limited photon torpedo launchers. It was never intended to stand toe-to-toe with frontline threats like the Borg. Records suggest she was likely deployed on the battle's outer formation, supporting heavier ships by relaying tactical data and providing auxiliary fire. The Ibn Sina was also easily destroyed during the engagement, with all hands presumed lost as well. Like many non-combat optimized ships at Wolf 359, she was catastrophically outmatched. Her shields failed under sustained assault, and her hull was ripped apart by cutting beams. And lastly, number 1, USS Columbia. As a Galaxy class, USS Columbia was the largest starship during its time. Reportedly fought near the front of the engagement, trying to draw fire away from smaller vessels. She inflicted some damage with concentrated phaser fire, but was soon targeted directly by the cube's cutting beam. Her shields collapsed within minutes, and the ship suffered catastrophic damage to her warp core. The USS Columbia was destroyed with nearly all hands lost, becoming one of the 39 starships annihilated at Wolf 359. Like most vessels there, she left behind little more than wreckage, a stark reminder of how unprepared the Federation was for the Borg threat. And that brings us to the end. Comment down your thoughts on what you'd like to see next. Hope you've enjoyed the video. See you next time. Take care.